We'll just have 2 videos for today. And when you checked it, did you get -4 equal to -4?
Yes.
So it's a true statement. Okay, can we look at number 3 together? Do you think we're going to have an extra step because of this x squared?
Yes.
Yes. So what is the first thing you think we should do? So that's going to give us 1 plus x squared equals 25. What should I do from here? So x squared equals 24. Now how do I get rid of the squared? If I get rid of a square root by squaring it, how would I get rid of a squared? Square rooting it. If I get rid of a square root by squaring it, to get rid of a squared, you square root it. It's the opposite. So that's going to be plus or minus the square root of 24. The reason it's plus or minus is because, remember, you can multiply 2 negatives together and get a positive answer, or 2 positives and get a positive answer. Now you're going to check it twice. I want you to plug in the positive square root of 24 into 1 and the negative square root of 24 and check it twice. Go, babies, go. You can do it. Ta-da! Did anybody get it right when they checked it? Did this? Yep. Don't do it. Just square it. And then the radical goes away, right? Isn't that what we did over here? So if you square it, the radical goes away, so you're just left with 24. And if you square a negative square root, it's a negative square root 24 times a negative square root 24, which is a positive, correct? Ta-da! Isn't it wonderful? And this is our last lesson together. Isn't that exciting?
Very.
Nope.
Yeah, she's showing it. Sorry, not this. Oh, well, never mind. What is it? Teach you how to get it out, Maggie? Because it's easy. We've already been at college.
What are you saying? Okay. Alright, so let's look at number 4. Now, it's a fraction. And we know how to solve fractions. How do we get rid of fractions? Multiplying. So what would we multiply both sides by? What is that denominator? Yes, so you can do that. Multiply both sides by the square root of 5x minus 4. Kill that fraction. So then you have 2 times the square root of 5x minus 4 equals 8. Now how would you get rid of that 2?
You divide it by 2.
You divide it. So you're left with the square root of 5x minus 4 equal to 4. Can you solve it from there?
Yeah.
Go for it.
No, dude.
Hey, how you doing?
One's our kids.
next Tuesday.
What if you don't want to take the exam?
What are you talking about?
Test.
For this?
Yes.
Maybe Friday. If I decide to make it.
Don't make
Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
No, I can't stand that.
Please. Yeah, regardless of how you feel.
Should I get that? Ta-da! Did you plug it back in yet?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
Can you plug it in from the...
You can plug it in either way. Try it in the fraction form. Don't be afraid of fractions. It's still the same thing. Just plug it in. Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah. Mine equals, I think it's 2.
You go back up.
It's like 16. Yeah, I didn't do the square root of 16, so that threw me off. And I got I just gave up. Oh, I took it when we did it the last time we multiplied.
Right here.
Yes.
So if you plugged 4 in right here, you would get 5 times 4 is 20. 20 minus 4 is 16. The square root of 16 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So 8 would equal 8.
I mean, I got x equals 4, but on the other side.
Okay. Alright, so you ready for a worksheet? I want to do one of them, the baby sheet, with the baby numbers. This is not the baby sheet. This is the radical equation sheet. And we're going to look right now at number 5. Now, what is different about number 5 compared to the other problems? Yes. So what you do is you start by squaring both sides. Alright, so then on the left, that's going to give us x minus 15, correct?
Yes.
Because they're both under the radical. Now on the right, are both of these under the radical? No. So that means that you have to do the square root of x minus 3 times the square root of x minus 3. Now who remembers what method we use when we're multiplying two binomials? FOIL. Are you ready? It's really not that difficult. You multiply the square root of x times the square root of x, and what do you get? X. Then you multiply the square root of x times negative 3, and what does that give you? Negative 3 root x. Is everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Are we sure? Does anyone have any questions before I go any further?
No.
Alright, so then we can say negative 3 times the square root of x, and what does that give us?
Negative 3x. Root x.
And then we say negative 3 times negative 3, and what does that give us?
Positive 9.
And then we just combine like terms. Negative 3 root x minus 3 root x is negative 6 root x plus 9. Does everybody see where I got that from? Are you sure? Where? The first thing I did was square root of x times the square root of x, and I got x. Then I said the square root of x times negative 3, and I got negative 3 root x. And then I said negative 3 times the square root of x, and I got negative 3 root x. And then I said negative 3 times negative 3, and I got 9. Alright, so then we set this x minus 15 equal to x minus 6 root x plus 9. It's not as crazy as it looks. Alright, now, if I subtract x from both sides, do my x's cancel? Yes. If I subtract 9 from both sides, what's negative 15 minus 9?
Negative 8, negative 6.
Negative 15 minus 9 is negative 24. Now what do I do?
Then you add 20. No. You
Divide by negative 6. So that gives me 4 is equal to the square root of x. How do I get rid of that square root? Square both sides. So what does x equal? Awesome. It is.
That's one problem.
Yep. Try and work on the rest without me.
Try.